All right, what's up? What's up? Welcome to another call. This one is a cool one. And it's going to be a quick one because I've got a Peppy 4 call coming up. So, one of the things that I will say right off the bat, cool announcement. Andrew hit me today. It's like, dude, it's time. It's time. It's time for us to get rolling with Peppy 5. I've got the people. I got some amazing people. We're ready to roll. Let's just go. And so I'm constantly kind of pulling back the reins, slowing things down. And I know a lot of you have interacted with Andrew. He's kind of the first layer of defense to get into the program, and has some really talented people. So I'm excited. It's not officially time that we're going to start, but we're starting to at least do interviews, go through applications, all that. So if you are interested in applying for Private Fund Incubator 5, feel free to reach out. The Private Equity Fund Incubator is where I personally take $100,000 of my own money out of my bank account, and I put it in our fund bank account, and we invest it together. So, we build a fund. That's basically the incubating our fund. So I seed it with 6 figures of my own money, possibly more. So actually, Peppy 1, my man Curtis liked what we were gonna do. As we put everything together, it's like, hey, I want to increase. I want to do 150. I was like, dude, I can't let you invest more than I am. So I increased my amount, but the minimum amount is $100,000 that I put into each one of these funds, and we build a fund together. So if you're interested in being a part of Peppy 5, this isn't, some kind of course. This isn't, you're learning a ton. I mean, that's the whole point of it. But that is to say that we, do have people that get turned down. We have some people that have already made deposits for Peppy 5. So definitely, it's not just based on money. It's not based on anything. It's based on talent, which is why today's live is cool. So I was doing an interview on a podcast, and I was talking about this strategy. And one of the things that people say a lot is like, when you're putting together a team, you kind of want to be the Avengers, and you want to pull together people with different talents and all that. And kind of on this interview, I realized, well, with private equity funds, it's a lot different. It's actually more like private, or it's more like a small team that is like Ocean's 11. So, when you look at an Ocean's 11 team, the difference between the Avengers is like they're kind of long-term. Hopefully, that's annoying outside. I'm in Mexico City right now, and the breeze is nice from the window being open, but you get these random noises. So, but yeah, so let's talk about it. The Ocean's 11 example, the reason it's more pertinent to private equity funds than the Avengers type of analogy is that it's a short-term thing. So it's almost like you've got a job. And if you've seen the Ocean's 11, they find this job, they find this opportunity, even though it's criminal, but they find this opportunity, and the kind of top 2 folks are like, okay, here's everything that we need to achieve this mission. And it may be people they haven't really talked to about, it may be whatever, but they know, we need the small Asian guy who's acrobatic, who's going to be able to go through these pipes and get in, and We need the suave guy who's going to be really good at kind of sweet talking the front door person and getting in. And so they're pulling together all of these folks to achieve this very specific job. And, once the job is over, they all disband and they kind of go their separate ways or whatever, once the mission has been achieved. And with private equity funds, it's a very set period of time. You've got 2 years, with our funds, typical funds, you're talking 5 years, 10 years. But with our funds, it's basically a 2-year period. So you're getting in and with Peppy One, we ended the fund after a little more than 18 months. So, or a little less than 18 months. So you're literally in this thing where you're working really closely. You come together, everybody knows each other's skill sets. You know what they bring to the table. You're going out, you're finding deals that leverage that team. And that's what's really exciting, because not one person has to come to the table and say, okay, I've got to try to figure out all these things. They know I've got somebody right beside me who can handle, the financial side. I've got somebody right on this side of me that can handle the Facebook marketing. I've got somebody over here who's amazing at email copy. And you're coming or able to learn these things and go really deep. And this doesn't work in anything else. It doesn't work, it's kind of like Ocean's 11. To bring together all of those talents, it takes a big score. You've got to have something with some meat on the bone to be able to split among all of these people. And that's exactly kind of the point when it comes to private equity. If it were just pulling together, 5 really talented, smart people to go out and to start some small business, and you're gonna make a little bit of money each month and split that among 5 really talented folks, that's not that appealing. But if you're saying, hey, we're going to acquire this business, we're going to 3x it, and then we're going to exit that business, it's really the exit. It's not the cash flow that generates those returns. So you're pushing towards this exit. And so you've got all these forces coming together, leveraging their unique superpowers to grow this thing, and then you exit and then you split that meat on the bone. And so the reason this doesn't work, and this is an important thing for any of you, it's something that I think is really awesome, because we see it even in the startup world. When you look at something like Instagram, it doesn't take huge teams to generate a lot of return if you're pushing towards an exit. Instagram was generating no money, but they had these really 8, but by the time they exited, 13 people, the whole team of Instagram was 13 people before they sold that business for $1 billion with a B. So those 13 people were kind of coming in, they were able to pick the top of the top talent, build an amazing team. And we're just seeing that over and over. I think it's even interesting when you look at Bitcoin. The maximum amount of the size of that initial team was 10, and a lot of it was really 1. And so with technology, with leveraging things like social media, like marketing through Facebook or marketing through Google, every business is going to have a different thing, or just leveraging, we're doing a deal right now in the franchise space. And so, one of the big deals in that particular business is aligning with a franchise broker that has thousands of offers, So it doesn't have to be that there's these specific channels, but when you've got some expertise in a channel and we can take this business, put it into this channel, 3, 4, 5 exit, and then sell that and get that kind of cash payday, that's where you have enough meat on the bones to do some cool stuff. If you haven't liked already, be sure to like the video. I'm gonna respond to a couple things. I'm actually, as I mentioned, this one is a short one because I am jumping on with Peppy 4 here in a sec. So I'll do a couple things and then we'll bounce out. A little trolling. What's up? Hey, Mr. Chapman, I guess you're not gonna troll me yet, at least. But thanks for popping in. Actually, it looks like you got a question. All right, so a little trolling says, I'm 17 years old, making a steady 2% a day. Nice. What lawyers should I use to make a fund incubator, and what state? So I wouldn't give you advice on which attorney to use. I would tell you to interview different attorneys, let them know what you're up to, find out, if they've worked with clients like you, and, make that decision based on that. I also wouldn't tell you which state, but I'll tell you what state I really like, and that's Wyoming. So I love Wyoming, but I would just interview different attorneys and make your decision that way. And I would also research Wyoming and see if the laws in that state make sense for you. Sherry, what is up? Thank you so much. Hi to you as well. All right, let's get out of here. Mr. Watkins, what's going on, man? I'm going to be up your way in Texas, a little up from you in Austin. So, but we got to connect. We got to connect soon. All right, thank y'all for popping in. Talk to y'all soon.